Rigs are out and drilling is continuing at the gold target, the Bousquet Project, owned by Olympio Metals. Here to tell me more about it is the Managing Director, Sean Delaney. Sean, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Very good, thank you, Shay.
Now, the rigs are back on site at the Bousquet Project. Talk me through this plan of exploration.
Yeah, look, we always laugh when we're out there drilling holes. It's it's the only way we're ever going to find anything, as you know. So yeah, so the rig's back out there at Bousquet. We've got Farage MDon drilling out there. We've used them before, and yeah, so the Geologic team, I was talking to them last night, Susie and Martin. So yeah, it's cold conditions, but they're hardy boys, those drillers in Canada. So yeah, look, we're super excited. We've got a diamond hole program planned at Paquin just to follow up on some really nice grades that we sort of just we put together from our program in in last year when we drilled 7,000 meters. So yeah, Martin Demers, who's our sort of very experienced geo there, likes to sort of say that we're building a deposit in the Abitibi. We know the gold is there. We just gotta each hole by hole. We just got to get more information about the geometry and the metal factor and the grade and so on. So yeah, so we're super excited to be back on the ground and drilling holes.
So each hole essentially solves a geological puzzle, doesn't it?
Well, it's I don't know whether it solves it or not, but maybe it adds more questions, but it helps to sort of refining the geological model, yeah, which what Martin and Peter Hillman, who's our very experienced structural geologist who's joined us here in Perth. So yeah, they're all madly sort of revising the model with each program.
Now, speaking of revising the model, I know it's a little hard to get excited about dirt, but you did return some high-grade soil samples from the Bousquet Project. Tell me, how does this help enhance your knowledge of the project as well as identify new targets?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we announced that earlier in the week. It was a soils program that we did at the end of last year. Yes, it's really just look. We're only where we've been working is really only sort of 20% of the Bousquet project, down in the southern part. So it's really just trying to extend, to sort of extend to the north and north of the Cadillac Break, which we haven't touched at all. Yeah, but it did confirm this tonalite target, which Peter, my man here in Perth, he reliably informs me that it's that tonalite, according to the geologist who drilled it in 2003, is the same as the Doyen mine, which is just to the east, and it's multi-million ounce mine that's mined out now. But yeah, there was 105 meters, low grade, but the grade got better sort of as it went deeper. So that's sort of super interesting to have a big sort of tonalite there as a sort of target for further regional exploration. Look, we won't be drilling that in this program, but really just sort of building a pipeline of projects, a pipeline of targets rather, at the Bousquet project. So it was a valuable exercise.
It certainly is, and it definitely sounds like it's just highlighting how strong the prospectivity is in this particular project. Now, obviously, diamond rigs are out on site in incredibly tough minus 30-degree conditions. What can we expect news flow-wise over the next couple of months?
Yeah, well, look, we'll carry on with the program. We've just designed a sort of a smaller program initially, just to sort of focus on following up some of the 1940s historical holes. It's more than half the holes there at Bousquet were drilled pre-1940, which is crazy. Imagine being out there in 1940s, sort of doing work. But it was all AQ holes, so none of those holes, the sampling, wouldn't hold up for any sort of JORC resource in the future. So yeah, look, we'll have the results of those holes coming in over the next few months, and maybe future drilling programs, hopefully, over the next few months. So lots of news to come.
Certainly some strong momentum here happening at the Bousquet project. Listen, Sean, thank you so much for your time today, and I can't wait for future updates.
Super. Thanks, Shay.